we start, Celeste?
All right, everybody, welcome. Welcome to our second Wednesday online networking and workshop, brought to you by none other than the Freedom Equity Group. They are the event sponsors for today. And we would like, let me just get this. We would like to officially welcome you in this webinar. Hopefully, we are able to give value to each and every one of you here, especially on our topic today, which is the executive plan, the effective planning for retirement for business owners and professionals. So next slide, please. But before we go further, we would like to just remind you some of our house rules. Please mute your microphone so there will be no feedbacks. It's really hard and it's really painful in the ears when it happens. We would like to see your pretty faces, so turn on your videos, and if possible, please avoid multitasking so that we are able to focus on the important stuff that we have in store for you today. And make sure your online name is appropriate. We will want to be able to address you properly. And also, if you can, add your business name and contact information at the chat box so that we are able to connect with each other. Okay. So far, so good. Okay. But before we get started, let's ponder on this opening reflection. And it says, it goes, when God provides more money, we often think this is a blessing. Yes, but it will be just as scriptural to say this is a test. Abundance isn't God's provision for me to live in luxury. It's his provision for me to help others live. Randy Alcorn. This is what FACCGLA stands for anyway, more than anything, is to serve our membership and the community. So, but I would like to formally thank, because this event would have not had happened if it weren't for our event sponsors. Once again, Freedom Equity Group in the house. Thank you so much for being our sponsors today. And with them sponsoring our logo sponsors, I'm still waiting on her. I hope she can join us today. Dr. Lee Dedicatoria of InterEdX and Lendissimo. Thank you for your support. And our forever supportive Collins Law Group, always there on our events. Attorney Lioness eBay. She was supposed to be the one hosting today, but she's in another event, so we're missing her today. Very dynamic lawyer. And thank you once again, Collins Law Group, for supporting our event. And of course, this would not be complete without hearing from our very hardworking, the winds beneath the wing of FACCGLA, so to say, Lois P. Klaber. Did I say that right, Lois?
Yes. Awesome. Thank you to our hardworking, talented, brilliant, beautiful Miss VP Celeste Mondarin. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us tonight. Welcome to the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce of Greater LA. We are the most vibrant, biggest chamber here in Southern California, so we welcome you all. This webinar that we are hosting tonight is to serve our members in the community, the business owners, the professionals, so that, to serve our mission, which is to promote, cultivate, connect, and empower the Filipino American community and its allies for business development in Greater LA. Our vision is to be the leading catalyst for the prosperity of businesses that share the values of the Filipino American community. So thank you again for being a member of our chamber. If you're not yet a member, we are here to support you. We have networking events. You have the ability for business promotions, access to capital, and a lot more. So thank you again, and also access to these webinars and workshops that we have every month. And we are excited to have our speakers for tonight, our new member, and also our active supporter this year, Freedom Equity Group. So we're looking forward to hear from them tonight. So without further ado, I'm passing it back to our amazing Miss VP, Celeste Monterin.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ms. President. As you can see, guys, it's a mutual admiration club going on. But yeah, we love each other. Because right now I am given the task, the honor to introduce to you guys our guest speaker for tonight. I'd like to start off with, because it's ladies first. She's a very good friend of mine, but under her belt is a 7 years experience as a senior tax analyst for HR&R block. She is also the regional vice president of the Freedom Equity Group and a former event coordinator for FNB MCCS, which is a Marine Corps Community Services. So it's more on the military side. As you can see, she's very well-rounded, also a concert producer and a concert director, a wife, a mother, a very new chamber member of the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, and an active member of the LGBTQ+. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Jennifer Martinez. Yes.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you very much for having us. A really, really an honor to be here and be part of this year. This is my first year.
Yes.
I join you guys. It's so awesome and it's so fun being in a group of very energetic, very all around women. I am so honored to be part of you guys. And every time you have an event, it's amazing. It's always, always a success. Tonight I'm going to give you a very good person that I really, really admire. He is actually the one who's going to give you most of the information, what we do in a Freedom Equity Group. He's my mentor. He's actually in the business longer. I'm longer in the business, you know, I'm longer in the business compared to him, but he's actually more successful than me. He wrote books and he is actually finishing his second right now. And we're actually giving away one of his books. So,
Yes.
and also, yes, for as a prize, right? Am I
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Yes.
And also he owns his own agency. He's a great friend. He's a great mentor, a father, an all-around guy. When you meet this person, you can actually really feel the passion for what we do. He's very knowledgeable. He used to be a nurse and he gave up on that and pursue this career because this is where we help a lot of people. We help a lot of people that sometimes they don't even need help. Without further ado, I would like to introduce to you a friend of mine, my mentor, my coach, Mr. Ace Tablong.
Yay, no Ace.
Thank you so much, Jennifer, for the very humbling introduction. You know, we travel all 50 states, providing retirement seminars, tax-free retirement, business planning for business owners, and making sure that everybody's on the right track. And I'm just very excited to be invited. Jennifer, again, thank you so much for inviting me to speak with you at Filipino American Chamber of Commerce of Greater Los Angeles. Chamber of Commerce, thank you so much also for allowing us to be able to present this in this time that we do have with you. And I do hope that as we share the information that you are going to be seeing this evening, that you are going to be enlightened and just learn something new, potentially on maximizing your business. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to go ahead and put this up here. Again, the title for this evening's presentation is talking about retirement planning for business owners and employees. And one of the big things that we've focused on, and primarily we've very focused on the Filipino community, especially in medical field. I'm talking about hospices, home health, multiple different businesses. Some companies with as little as 5 employees, with some companies going over up to 500 employees. So we've been helping everybody retiring with dignity. That's going to be the focus on tonight's presentation. Let's go ahead and talk about a little bit about what we're going to be going over. And the big question for many people is, what if I live, right? What if I live? And you know, when you ask someone when is the best time to plant a tree, right? When is the best time to plant a tree? Well, that's 30 years ago, 20, 30 years ago. Or the second best option is to plant it now, because it takes time to grow, just like retirement for us business owners. So we're going to be going over some of this information with the objectives that I'll be going over is information that will benefit you and your business, right? That's going to be the main focus. And also, as we go over the main benefits, the main meat and potatoes is truly how do we use and utilize these financial tools that provide what we call these cash value accumulation for business owners and what we call participants or key executives to make sure that the company can have that tax deductibility. Well, I'm very proud that I myself, I'm not a CPA or an attorney. I'm not going to be providing any legal advice. Mainly what we're going to be discussing this evening is educational purposes only, but I'm so excited that we have on this Zoom call one of our biggest partners, and she's been working to make sure that we get this presentation correct, and she is a tax professional that's going to share with you the advantages and disadvantages of what these products can provide for you. She will be sharing that information a little bit later on. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about some questions, right? So some questions that we do need to think about is these two main topics. Do I want a dependent retirement or an independent retirement? And for many of us business owners, you know, just like how we've been brought up, and the 10 years that I've been in this industry, we are always all about independent retirement, right? We want an independent retirement. That's one of the biggest reasons why we started our business, was to make sure that we can focus on that retirement path of independency. But the big questions we have to ask ourselves is, am I saving enough money? And if I did save money, how much of that am I willing to lose? If it took me 5, 10, 15, 20 years, again, am I worried that it's going to go up and down? What's my reaction to that? What's my emotions to that? And we follow up with, do I have enough money at retirement, and what do I want my retirement to look like? Well, let me go ahead and just give you some statistics here. You know, back in November 2018, there was 62 million Social Security checks. And you have to understand, with what's happening today, 10,000 people per day are retiring for the next 10 years. And 62% of retirees count on their Social Security check for over half of their income. Now, here's the scary part. Social Security Board and the Congressional Budget Office reports that payments will exceed revenue by 2033. And the big question here is, the fear of dying too soon has been replaced by the fear of living too long. So we've got to figure out better ways for us to be able to retire. So let me give you some more statistics here. The biggest concerns that we have as Americans and as Filipino Americans is, if I live a long life, which we will, you know, as long as we're healthy, but what happens? What happens about the what ifs? What if I get sick? What if I get a heart attack, stroke, or cancer? What if I die too soon? What about my retirement? Right? Longevity is the biggest risk multiplier that we have today, because if I live a long life, we have to understand that the US debt clock is at $52,000 per second. I want to put $22 trillion on there because I want to give you guys some information on this. As I'm invited to speak in multiple states regarding retirement planning, I always share this exact screen. One of my big presentations that I did in the East Coast back in February of 2019. And if you want to go ahead and just look, I know small for everybody, especially if you are on a mobile device. If you look on the top left, I want to show you guys just very quickly, the US national debt back in February 2019 was $22 trillion, $22 trillion. And this is all public information. Please go to usdebtclock.org. You'll be able to see all the real-time economics of what's happening today in America. But I want to bring you back to real time of May 18 2023. I'm sorry, that's supposed to be April 18, 2023. It's now currently at $31 trillion. We're about to reach $10 trillion in just a matter of 4 years. In just a matter of 4 years. Now, we have to understand, what is that going to do to us? I'm talking about taxes. And this is why I love having Jennifer to be able to talk about this a little later on, because there is going to be a consequence. Currently, in our organization, in our agency, we're very blessed to have over 40 CPAs that works with us and provides the products that we serve and service. And I remember a conversation that we talked about back in 2019, and we go, for many people in the IRA mutual fund 401k market, a lot of people don't understand that when you retire here in California, your $1 million 401k, only 55% of that is yours. 45% is taxes. But with national debt going up, we can potentially see that statistic may be flipped around. It may come out that only 45% of that is ours and 55% of that is taxes. So we got to figure out a way for us business owners to get ahead of the game. And we show that by telling people about this big question of, is it smarter to pay taxes on the seed or the harvest of your retirement savings? And I get it. For many of us business owners, we may not have a 401k. For maybe the advice that we have gotten from our accountant or CPA is maybe to get a SEP IRA or simple IRA, right? But we've got to figure out the 4 phases of retirement planning is figuring out what are the best financial tools available in the market. And for many people, 160 million Americans don't know that life insurance can be used as a form of tax-free retirement. And if you look at the screen currently right now, for many of these qualified plans, such as 401k or simple IRAs or SEP IRAs, you're going to see the different tax deductions, the different tax deferrals, and when the distribution and transfer comes out, that it becomes taxable at retirement or taxable to the beneficiaries. So what we want to teach are these financial tools that allows you to pay taxes currently now on the seed to give you those tax advantages at retirement, give you those tax-free income at retirement, tax-free death benefits to the beneficiaries. And what we've done is the 10 years in this industry, as we've gone out and talked about life insurance, we have started to focus a lot more on educating America, specifically because we're focused on a Filipino community, is to teach the Filipino community about how do you retire with tax-free wealth. And it's not just about the generation, or it's not just about us as business owners. How do we continue that generational wealth legacy from, for example, my generation to the next generation? And we've got to think about that long-term play, right? Because again, for many people, we look at in today's society, we look at retirement planning as, I've got to take big risk to make bigger money. I'm gonna say that one more time. I've got to take big risks to make more money. And we've been taught that in the financial industry, that exact thinking that we've got to put in big risk to make sure that we make more money. But in reality, for many of us who are planning for retirement, I'm going to teach you the concept of compound interest, why you should be taking less risk for your retirement because of the compound interest that will be happening as we start to retire. Let me give you a quick example. This is a 20-year look back from the years of 1999 to 2018, where we had a client at 100,000, and you can see for the next 20 years, because of the roller coaster of finances in the stock market, that 100,000 in 20 years is $170,000. But what if there was a product available today that eliminates that market risk? And you're going to see here the comparison of a typical mutual fund type of product or a qualified fund type of product to what we're going to be teaching, a financial tool that allows you to not lose when the market goes down. And it's been there for over 30 years. And you can see here why the effects of compound interest is such a big deal, because now it's going to show you that for business owners, if you can take less risk, If you have time to max fund your financial tool, you have more for retirement. When we look at this, it's not just about investing maybe in real estate. We've got to invest in ourselves, in the education, to figure out what are the best financial tools available out there. So let me give you some quick interest rates of what's happened currently in the market. Well, for most people, we're very familiar with the Standard and Poor 500, the top 500 US companies that we base a lot of our index on, right? And the goal of every money manager is to beat the S&P. It's very known in the investing world. But for us, we got to figure out what's a good savings tool that we can use to maximize retirement. And we see this S&P is the last 10 years has done 11.35%. But if we look back and just see the whole picture, the last 20 years has been only 4%. So if we can figure out a better way to eliminate the market risk to allow compound interest, well, then you can start to see better interest rates, 9.32%, 7.65%, or maybe with another index like the Barclays Sector 5, 13.49%. These are rates of returns that we want to make sure that we can continue to compound interest. And we look at it and we go back to the question of what happens if I do live a long life? So the big problems that we have today, we have to understand that the 401k is an outdated, and there are certain policies that's been passed that forces business owners that if you have more than 5 employees to have or provide a retirement plan for your business. And that's what we do. We provide for them a retirement plan for potentially a business that has more than 5 employees. Maybe you're looking for an option to maximize retirement. Maybe you're trying to figure out, how do I retain these key employees? Or maybe you're trying to figure out for yourself, maybe I need to look as a business owner, a retirement plan that can give me tax-free growth and tax-free accumulation in the future. And the solution are using what we call these indexing products, using specifically the IUL, Index Universal Life. And what I want to just focus on before we just do I'm roughly closing out here. For many people that don't know, one of the biggest secrets in the tax-free retirement space, in the life insurance space, is something called living benefits. And you have to ask yourself, what if I get sick? Again, one of the biggest secrets is living benefits, because not very many companies want to offer this. We offer it at no extra cost. That's included into your retirement plan. And we can see, I'll give you an example here. We have one of our biggest testimonials. You can see his testimony on our website on freedomequitygroup.com. We were featured on national television with this doctor. And you can see with Dr. Jonathan, he got this IUL policy for the purpose of tax-free retirement, and not knowing that 3 weeks later, he gets diagnosed with throat cancer. Imagine that, gets diagnosed with throat cancer. And because he was diagnosed and because he had this living benefits, again, one of the biggest secrets in the industry is that he was able to receive $735,000 tax-free. Imagine, for getting diagnosed with an illness, heart attack, stroke, cancer, or 13 other different illnesses that we cover, you can get paid for getting sick. And for Dr. Jonathan, this became a big deal for his retirement. Well, let's go ahead and just summarize everything. And after this, I'm going to share with you, for business owners, how do you maximize this financial tool? Well, I know it says 35 years old on there, but these products can start, and specifically because we are working on the business space, age 18 to age 80, 85, as long as we are in that age range, we can create a plan for you. Let me give you an example of a 35-year-old client here. This is a business. They want to set aside $400 a month for themselves as business owners. We can create the plan to create an analysis of when they want to retire. In this case, we're going to do it until age 70. So let's go ahead and just share some numbers on here. I'm going to draw some boxes here. What we're going to be giving the benefits for this client, this business owner, is we're going to give them a death benefit of $404,000. If they get sick with heart attack, stroke, or cancer, they have access of up to $372,000 on day one. Now let's talk about tax-free retirement. When they start to retire, here's where it gets very interesting. They can start to take out a tax advantage income, also known as tax-free income, a yearly income of $59,000 a year. Now, if they do that from now until age 89, they receive a total of $1.1 million for retirement. And this is why it's very important to start early for us business owners, and to also reduce or minimize our risk to make sure that we can benefit from compound interest. And check this out, even if the business owner has received a total of $1.1 million, and let's just assume that something happens, they pass away at age 89, there's still $115,000 that will be left to the beneficiary or the heirs. And this is all tax-free. Now, as we go ahead and summarize everything, we want to go ahead and just talk about some recommended reading that you may want to take a picture of. I know it's being recorded, so you can go ahead and just check this out. Take some notes on this. These are our books that talks about the products that we just currently presented this evening. But we want to go ahead and just put it together and share with you. Well, with Freedom Equity Group, we've been there since 2002, but we're not just a company that provides living benefits. No, we're a company that provides it all. And we partnered with the top carriers in the US to make sure that that number one, that we don't just give you a typical life insurance plan. We want to give you something that gives you good cash value accumulation. We want to give you something that has living benefits. And lastly, we want to make sure that we give you a company that has big reputation and they have the capability to give you the plan that you truly deserve. Now, let's go ahead and summarize everything with asking this question: what is a Section 162 executive bonus plan? Because for many of us business owners, we're trying to figure out a way for, number one, how do we retain these key employees? How do we, number two, maybe give a bonus that we can use as a tax deduction? For some businesses, we've worked with some where instead of giving monetary bonuses, why not already create a retirement plan that's tax-free for maybe a participant in their business, or maybe for the business owners that like themselves. These are the advantages of the financial tools that I use for myself, my partner uses, we use this for our business, and we're going to be sharing with you how potentially this can benefit you as a business owner. So to present this next part, very short overview on the executive bonus plan, I want to go ahead and call back our tax professional and the expertise that she's had over the 10 years in dealing with taxes, and how this specific financial tool can benefit you. So let me go ahead and just give this the floor to Mrs. Jennifer Martinez.
Thank you so much, Ace. Thank you. So, okay, so what is Section 162 executive bonus plan? Okay, so we are talking about how can we help. There are two things. I'm not going to go by whatever we can see this on the slideshow, but just read everything. Okay, we're talking about how we are going to help ourselves as business owners, and also we are talking about how we can actually help or give incentive to our key members meaning employees. Nowadays it's very hard to get the key employees or the good people that actually works for you, that's trustworthy, and you can trust even if you're gone, even if you're going on vacation. So how can we prevent them from being taken from you, so they can stay with you for a long time, because there's a lot of businesses out there that if they see that your employees are a good employee, they will take that employee and give them better benefits and better compensation. So this is very self-explanatory. Section 162 executive bonus plan is a way for business owners and companies to provide additional fringe benefits to participants of their choice, including the owners themselves, just like Ace mentioned, because most of the time, even though that we own the business, we are also ourselves employees of the business. And this is the perfect way we can actually, I don't want to use the word double dipping. No, I didn't use that. Okay. This is actually the best way that we can actually maximize whatever we can financially with our business. We're doing a wise decision when we do this, when we strategize. So these are other benefits include provide death benefits for selected participants, opportunity for cash value accumulation, tax deductibility to the company, which is very, very important. We're going to touch that a little bit later. Legitimate expense for company that's high earnings. I'm going to, comment about that too. Fringe benefit that is not subject to contribution restrictions of the IRS for qualified pensions or profit sharing. Okay, so well, the reason why it's very important for us to consider this, not just because we want to keep our employees, is because number one, the question is, okay, so we're going to give bonuses to our employees. I'm talking about the practical stuff because we only have very few minutes. Okay, the most questions are, okay, so we're going to give bonuses to our employees. Okay, so we are going to have, of course, that is a deduction for taxes because you provide that to your employees. But isn't it kind of like we're spending money to deduct more money, right? That doesn't make any sense, right? So if I am a small business and I only have 5 employees, so I have to give more money, which I need those money to, to have my business progress in order for me to get deductions. So where is mine there? Where where as a business owner, how can I take advantage of that? Okay, so it is what it is. You have to give more for this. If you wanted to keep your employees, you have to give them incentives. But as I said earlier, most of the companies or most of the business owners nowadays, ourselves, we are our own employees. So instead of not having retirement, we can actually think about our own retirement as an business owner, as an employee in our own business. Okay, so the number one problem with small businesses is nobody is giving us any retirement because we are the owners. Nobody's going to give us 401k, or nobody's going to sponsor us with anything because we are the owners. So this is the best way for you to get your own retirement, and at the same time be the one, the business can be the one to deduct this retirement contribution every month or every year. There is a lot of questions I know out there that you're going to throw at us right now, but if you want to know more information about this, you can ask me later or after the webinar. But every single business, just like every single people or every single individual, is different. It's unique. So we have to customize every single one of us. But the point of this is we business owners can create our own retirement and at the same time take advantage with the taxes that we're actually paying. So we're not actually losing money by giving away. We're actually gaining money because after that, before we retire, the accumulation of the retirement that we are going to create is way, way better than nothing at all, right? So I hope that this very short webinar helps you. I know that you have a lot of questions. Celeste, do we have still time? Because I know we're pressed with time for a
Yeah.
Q&A.
Does anybody have a question for Jennifer or Ace? The floor is open for any question. I actually do have one. So from what I've gathered so far, there are different retirement tools or financial tools that can be used by a business owner as a strategy in terms of tax deduction and a retirement benefit for their employees. Am I getting that right?
That's correct.
Yes. So when is a 401k type of retirement tool ideal, and when is it not?
In it was a there was a bill that was passed in California specifically, and for many business owners, you probably got a notice or a mail regarding a lot of these that you have to provide a retirement plan if you have a business that has more than 5 employees. And in most cases, the state wants you to open up what we call a Roth IRA. And other options that you can do are plans like 401ks. Now, the issue with opening up a 401k plan, and we have to be truth with this, is that it's very expensive to not just open up, but also to maintain the program. And in most cases for us business owners, a 401k may not be ideal for us owners. It's more meant for the employees. So for us as owners, we have to look at outside resources such as pension plans, defined benefit plans. We can do SEP or simple IRAs. And in the cases like we presented today, using an executive bonus plan to make sure that you can maximize or fund your retirement plan. So to go back to the question, the 401k is preferable more for the employees, where us as business owners, we've got to look for something better for us to be able to have for retirement.
Right, that makes sense. Because we, as business owner, like Jennifer said, we don't get to have a 401k for ourselves. And from what I've gathered, the IUL is a better strategic tool for business owners to have a retirement plan based on the 162 executive bonus plan. Am I getting that right?
That's correct.
Yeah. So I'm basically like trying to summarize it because I'm not good in math. So anybody else who has a question? Guys, PG? Because what we're wanting to do is basically find a strategic or a different route for those business owners who, especially the small business owners, who also very much need a retirement plan and does not have the big corporations 401ks and Roth IRAs, right? And so that's what the objective that we're trying to do. But that is a very informative webinar. Thank you so much, guys. If anybody has any question before I proceed, anybody else? Any addition, Ace?
I do just want to just go ahead and just end it with I know you may have more questions later on. Feel free to contact Jennifer in person. Again, for many of these things that we talked about, these are more cases that are more private, especially when you're talking about the retirement analysis of our own individual businesses. And we're talking about gross million accounts that we have to figure out and analyze for you. I recommend, and in closing, to go ahead and just talk to Jennifer. Get a proposal. These are free proposals that you can see for yourself based on how much you want to tax deduct for your business. And if I do that, how much will I get at retirement? And then from there, she'll calculate how much will you get for retirement at a yearly basis. So these are free proposals that you can get from Jennifer and myself. We can go ahead and just help you with this. But I do want to thank Filipino Chamber of Commerce of Greater Los Angeles to be able to allow us to present the information that we had today. And Jennifer, thank you for having me on here to be able to present as well.
Yeah, before anything else, I think Annie has a question. You were raising your hand, Annie?
Oh, was I? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I just want to make pahabol, no, just in case, because, you know, I've don't get me wrong, my husband and I, we already have our retirement things, but most business owners nowadays, they need encouragement in investing.
Correct.
And most of their situations is that they don't have enough income to actually make these contributions to these wonderful UILs, IULs, what, you know, that is my perception, because, you know, they will not disclose to you right away na we're not having a good year in business, you know, and especially if you own your own business, because you can see those numbers, you probably have money to rotate, but then where does that fall? Because does this fall that there is profit or income? And I think they need encouragement to do this, because it's like, can they pay $10 a month? What if that's what's that they can afford? In some businesses, kasi, you cannot see the bottom line until they do the calculations at the end of the year. Right?
Mhm.
So is this a business expense, for example? That could actually be a question. Kasi what if I have no, when I'm looking at everything, hundreds of thousands are passing by, but technically there's no profit. So will these investments be a business expense for me, that even if I show no profit at the end of the year, that my contributions to something like this will actually be considered a business expense?
Jennifer?
I was going to say, salamat, Ani. Thank you. Pretty much hit the nail on the head.
Yes. Thank
And you pretty much you got it. The main point is that we are not exposed to different investment tools, retirement tools, and we do need someone to go out and tell us, hey, there are ways for you to do it even if the business is not profitable. And that's the main point of being able to partner with a tax professional like Jennifer, to be able to see those different details of the profit and loss statement, or maybe just the business details, that if you're willing to open up an analysis, we can check out even if the business is not profitable. Maybe on the business side, we can only want to put in for retirement, exactly like we said, $10 a month. Or maybe it's something that now, because we did analysis, we found out that, oh, actually, I do have this money set aside that from the business that we can put into retirement. So that's, you hit the nail on the head. I want to thank you so much for that. It is our goal to educate for retirement planning, and we do that with you on a one-on-one basis to make sure that we can create the best retirement path for you.
Yes, for
Thank you.
sure. And with just a little bit about the taxes. Yes, we can totally take that as a tax deduction, but of course we can't discuss that right now, but because every single business is very different, and how you strategize or how you make your accounting, or your accounting, is actually very different as well, and very fragile and very complicated. So I don't want to say anything, but if you can ask me what are the things that we can do as tax deduction, definitely I will tell you. You can consult with me. This webinar is actually about information that we wanted to tell you guys. This is more on, we wanted to let you know that as business owners, we have choices. We do have a lot of choices. It's not just, okay, this is what you offer, this is insurance company, we have insurance is good. It's very good. Investing is good. Every single company product that you can see is good, but you have to be able to strategize that and always think, would that fit me?
Mhm.
Okay. So with that, I would like to say this. Really, I like this. If you plan to fail, then you fail to plan. So please, make sure that you think about setting aside savings, retirement for yourselves, because we business owners, we are just us. We don't have anyone. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone, for having us, and I hope you learn from us. And thank you very much, Philippine Chambers. Thank you.
Awesome. You guys are amazing. When I first met them and I heard them present this, they were very, very passionate about financial education. So thank you once again, Jennifer and Ace. And before I lose my president, I'd like to have everybody turn on their cameras for our picture taking. We want to record this moment. And, put your lipsticks, the smiles on. Barand, there you are. Fernando, all right.
Okay, let me take a photo here.
Hang on.
Your screen. 1, 2, 3, big smiles. Beautiful. Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. And again, we would like to thank all our sponsors for making this event happen. Freedom Equity Group, thank you so much for taking the time. I know Ace, you're very, very busy, so I'm really, really grateful that you took the time to be with us. Thank you to our logo sponsors, Interdex, Landissimo, Dr. Lee Dedicatoria, who couldn't make it tonight, but has always been supportive of our chamber. And once again, Colin Law Group, thank you so much, Attorney Lioness, for your nonstop support in this event. And we would like to invite everybody to please join our chamber. Ace, we would love to be able to have you as part of our chamber so we can continue the partnership of educating people, with their finances. Fernando, would love to have you. Verant is already on board and he's having the time of his life, right, Verant? So we would love to have you guys join us.
Yes.
It's very, very easy to sign up. We do have our individual membership at 175, our corporate membership at 350. So if you are part of the chamber, just feel free to scan the QR code to find out what are the perks and benefits that awaits you. But more than anything, really, you are able to connect with beautiful people like us. And of course, you are able to promote and educate people with your expertise in the product and services that you offer. So as you can see, Filipino American Chamber of Commerce is a very dynamic, very busy organization. And one of the things that are upcoming up for us is the United Chamber of Commerce Inspirational Women, who we have the chairperson, our very own Miss Annie Nepomuceno, the very first Filipina, as the chairperson of the United Chamber of Commerce. So we're very, very proud of her. But as part of the Inspirational Women nominees, we actually have one of our members, Miss Ruth Corrales. Did I get that right, Luis? The last name? I'm not good at name. So Ruth is one of our members. She's actually the head of the New Women's Economic Group. And she was able to be one of the nominees, a very prestigious award indeed, given by the United Chamber of Commerce for the brightest women out there making a difference in the community. So we invite everybody on May 11 to join us. And it's all in our website if you want to see what are the upcoming events. And one of the biggest events that we would like to invite everybody to join is our Power Up COFAC Houston Convention 2023. This is not going to happen in California. It's all the way in Houston, Texas, where all the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce across the United States will be meeting with each other. They will have a convention there. Too bad I couldn't join, but our very own Miss Louis Claver will be there. Hopefully Rosalyn Archago will also be joining, and some of our members will also be joining there. In there, they are able to connect with a wider group, not just in Southern California, but across the United States. And save the date, guys, because every third Wednesday of the month, we will have our monthly networking. So stay tuned on when it's going to happen. But I do know Henry Chen has something really, really good cooking up his sleeves coming June. And is it safe to say that it's going to be in season? But yeah, stay tuned. It's game time. Who wants to win tonight? Who's a winner tonight? Okay. Nobody wants to? Ako na lang. So we have a very special prize, and it's the book of Mr. Ace Tablang, which is the Ingredient to Success: Hard Work, Perseverance, and Consistency. It's a really good read. I'm still waiting for my copy, actually. So what are we playing? We are doing the word scramble. Anybody good with this? Roslyn, huh? Let's see. Okay, Tony, are you game? He's like, okay, let's see. What's our word for today?
So the first one to type on the chat will win the prize.
Do I get to join? Does Ace get to join?
So Celeste is excluded, and also our speakers, because they know the word.
All right. Okay, get ready, guys. Are you ready?
there are 2 slides, Celeste. Are we giving away just 1 book or 2 books?
Just one. It's a tiebreaker, the second one, just in case.
It's okay. I can provide another one for you guys.
Ooh. Okay, there you go. All right, our first word. Varan, you better be ready. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
We have
wow.
a fast typer.
That was fast.
Congratulations, Annie. You won the book.
Honestly, Louis, if you didn't tell me, I wouldn't have figured that out.
And Roslyn. All right.
All right.
Second one?
Are you ready for the second one? Here we go.
That's a hard one. There you go, Roslyn. Good job, longevity.
Congratulations. Guys, retirement and longevity. Those are our words. And if you guys gets the chance, we would love to hear your feedback. We would love to hear how we can do better in serving you, in bringing contents like this, so that together as a community, we grow and we learn together. And Barant, if you're enjoying, make sure to leave us a review, a 5-star review at Google. That would help us a lot. We're trying to have ourselves, visible in the web and in the community. So please feel free. And if you have any questions, if you want to be able to reach out to us, just scan and save this card for information. You can also email us at info@faccgla.org, the fastest way to reach us. Okay. So, and of course, I cannot end this night without showing my gratitude for the wonderful team that we have here at FACCGLA, starting off with our executive officers. Heading us, of course, is our president, Miss Lois Claver. And then we have, we don't have him here, but Joseph Sarmiento, one of the VPs, Miss Fiji Victoriano, our best tech support right now. And then, of course, Henry Chen, our treasurer. And then, of course, our board members who, without them, I don't know what we're gonna do. Roslyn Arshaga, our very quiet but yet very powerful board member. Okay, Gemma Bergstrom, her Roslyn's twin. Ruth Canlobo, one of I call her my fresh of breath, a fresh of breath. That's what I call her, because they're basically new together with Carlota Sareñas. They just joined our chamber and they're very, very good addition. Kathy Current, who was not able to join us, Attorney Lioness Ibe, and Reddy Babasa. All these, ladies and gentlemen, are the leaders, the shakers of FACCGLA. Thank you, guys. If you have any inquiry, we have here our head for recovery and retention, Connie Mapue, and our membership director, Ms. Roslyn Arshaga, to answer all your questions. Okay. So any more questions, guys? Thank you so much once again. See you at the next event. Feel free to reach out to me. And again, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Great job, Celeste.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Phoebe.
Celeste.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Ace,
Thank
Jennifer.
you.
Good job, Jennifer. Good job,
Thank you
Ace.
so much.
Yeah, this will be uploaded in our YouTube and will be shared to our members. So look out for the recording. Thanks, everyone. Have a good evening.
Thanks,
Thank
Lois.
you.
Thank you.